All right, let me make sure that's paused. All right, we're almost to the afternoon. Well, welcome back if you are returning back to today's session with CSU San Marcos, or if this is your first one, welcome. Excited to have today with us Zaida Rivas, who is an admissions counselor at CSU San Marcos. And so we're recruitment and outreach officer, her official title. So thank you for being here today, Zaida. And I know that she's got some swag to raffle off at the end. So please stay until the end and we'll see if you're one of our lucky winners. But I'm going to go ahead and pass it off to you, Zaida, to give us your presentation.
Great. Hi, everybody. Good morning. Once again, my name is Zaida Rivas, and I'm one of the recruitment and outreach officers at Cal State San Marcos. I'm really excited to be here, and unfortunately, I can't see your faces, but I'm sure there's plenty of counselors out there interested in Cal State San Marcos, and so hopefully I'll be able to kind of cover some of the information and just kind of get you to fall in love with our campus and definitely share some the resources that we have at the University of San Marcos. Just to start off, if you can see in the screen, hopefully you're able to see my screen, you'll get a view of our campus. We're actually growing year by year. We have new buildings popping up all the time. And we're actually one of the third youngest CSU in the state of California out of the 23 different campuses. We do have a QR code. So if at any point you wanted to take, get the QR code from your screen, that would be great. It takes directly into our website. And so you'll be able to find a lot of the information that I'll be covering today. I believe we have some staff in the background collecting all the different questions that you may have about Cal State San Marcos. And then towards the end of my presentation, I will be happy to go ahead and answer those questions for you. I am an alumni of Cal State San Marcos. I graduated many years ago. And so I went off to work at a community college and to a nonprofit. And then I decided to come back to Cal State San Marcos. I was also an academic advisor for several years. And so definitely worked with a lot of different counselors all over San Diego County, Coachella Valley, Indio area as well. And so hopefully I'll be able to kind of address some of the questions that you may have, but also I just want to make sure that I'm a resource for you and let you know that I am available for any questions after today or obviously today as well. But if you had any questions about Cal State San Marcos, I would be more than happy to help answer those questions for you. I will go ahead and add my information, add my contact information in the link. So then that way, if you do have any questions later on, all my information will be on there. I went ahead and I added our campus tour information and I'll kind of go over some of the links that I added as well in the chat. Okay, so I'll go ahead and get started. I know we have limited time and I want to make sure I give everybody an opportunity to ask questions about Cal State San Marcos. Okay. All right. So we've been around since 1989. So we've been around, in San Marcos for quite some time now. And although we've been around that long, we're one of the youngest. 80% of our students actually stay within the region. So after they graduate Cal State San Marcos, they actually stay within the San Marcos, San Diego County area. So we're really happy about that. I also wanted to mention that more than 54% of our students are first-generation college students. So if you have any first-generation college students, definitely know that we have a lot of resources available for them to help them, get started and follow through until graduation. We are also leading the way and we've received classification for the Carnegie Foundation Community Engagement Classification, and that's one out of 361 different institutions in the U.S. that received this recognition. And the main recognition about it is that we like to have a lot of hands-on experiences. So most of our students, if not all, have that internship opportunities available, and they're able to go out into the community and really have that hands-on experience and work with businesses and organizations out in the local area. Okay, we did receive $1.5 million foundation from Biasa Engineering to get our engineering program started. So we actually have electrical engineering and engineering. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, within the last week or so, we received a few more million to get the building going. So we've started the program. So now we will be breaking ground pretty soon. So hopefully you'll get a notice or information about that when that happens. Okay, a little bit more about CSU San Marcos. So we're located here in northern San Diego County. We're about 10 minutes away from the beach. We're about about half an hour or so away from mountains and away from many of you in San Diego. And we have over 43 different bachelor degree programs being offered at the university currently. And we have over 39 different minor programs being offered. We have about 16,000 students attending CSU San Marcos, and we are considered a mid-sized campus, but we still have that small classroom feel. So most of our classes are actually students in them. So a lot of our students get to meet with the professor still, and just kind of have that college experience without getting lost in the hallways or anything like that. We have one of the College of Business Administration. We have the top 5% of business schools in the world. So we're very much well known for our business programs at CSU San Marcos. We're also considered one of the safest campuses in the CSUs, and also 13th safest campus in the nation. All right. And we have over 150 different teaching and research labs at the university. So many of your science students that are interested in sciences, we have a place for them and they get to have that hands-on experience. We also have one of the most modern libraries out of all the CSUs. It's a 5-story high. You can kind of see it here in the background behind me. It does have a Starbucks in it. It has a media center in it. It has a lot of different study areas within the library, and there's also a 24/5. So basically what that means is 5 days out of the week, the library is open and available to the students to study. So that's a really cool thing. All right. I also wanted to go ahead and, oops, sorry about that. Something is happening here with my slide. There we go. So graduation initiative. So we have, out of the CSUs, we had a 2025 graduation initiative, and basically what that means is that all of the CSUs are working hard to make sure that not only are we getting students admitted into the university, but we're also graduating students. So when your student comes to CSU San Marcos, they'll get an electronic degree planner, and what basically that is that it tracks all of their classes. You know how in high school you have the counselors kind of keeping track of all their A through Gs, where at the university level, we have an electronic degree planner for them, and it tracks all of their classes that they need for their general education as well as for their major. So they constantly know when they will be done, when they're going to be graduating, and all that kind of good stuff. We also have success coaches. So basically what they are is that they work with incoming freshman students and they assist students with time management. They try to make sure that they're on track with all of their classes, with all of any of their to-do items that maybe need to be completed within the first year. And so they work with students directly to assist them. We also have first-year learning communities. We have specialized programs at the university, academic advising, community partnerships. So we do work with many of our local service area high schools and work with them as far as providing the counselors and the students with resources that will help them succeed. All right, so some of our freshman requirements, it'd be very similar to other CSUs. We are considered an impacted campus, so just kind of keep that in mind. What that usually means is that if your students are coming from high schools out of the specific areas, if you'll see down here, which many of your students might be, the main thing is that they meet our minimum requirement. We actually have about an 82% admissions rate. So, so that's not too scary, right? We do admit most of our students that are meeting the minimum eligibilities. We do give priority to our local service area students, but again, if your students are coming from San Diego County, we will go ahead and consider them as well. Our applications just opened, and we will be opening keeping them open until December 15. I know some of the other CSU campuses might close their applications on November 30th. Cal State San Marcos decided this year that we're going to go ahead and extend it until December 15. So just want to make sure that you keep that in mind. And then the application, as you may know, the application is the same for all the CSUs. The students will go into Cal State Apply and go ahead and complete their application and add San Marcos to it. Okay. Cal State San Marcos is going to be having an event on Saturday, so we will be having a application workshop opportunity for students that are interested. We will also be having some application clinics, so just kind of keep that in mind if any of your students are struggling with completing their application, or if they have any questions, or if you have any questions, feel free to drop by and attend some of our application clinics that are going to be approaching. Okay. As far as admissions requirement, your student has to graduate high school, right? They also have to be meeting the A through G requirements, and they have to be meeting the A through G requirements with a C- or higher. Please keep in mind that does include any AP courses. So if your student is taking AP English or anything like that, or taken any of the AP courses or honors courses, the grade needs to be a C- or higher in order for us to consider that particular course. We do have that confusion sometimes from counselors and from students, and so I just kind of wanted to make sure to reiterate that. I also wanted to mention A through G requirements need to be completed by the end of the spring semester of the student's high school year. Okay, we're not necessarily looking at summer courses. So if your student or your senior can take course recovery or anything like that, that would be great, because it puts them in a better situation, and we don't want to deny them later on down the line. I also wanted to mention that the SAT and the ACT, those exam have been temporarily suspended. But if your student has taken the SAT or ACT, we will go ahead and take those scores anyways, because that might help their assessment. So if they're in the sciences or in some of the math courses, and they would like to go in a higher level math or higher level science course, we want to obviously encourage students to go ahead and take those exams, but we will not be taking a look at those exams for admissions purposes. Okay, like I mentioned earlier, we are an impacted campus, and so some of our impacted majors are listed here. So we have biological sciences, biological technology, business, electrical engineering, kinesiology, nursing, software engineering. Those are some of our most impacted majors. And I would say out of all of those, nursing would definitely be the one that's the highest impact. And just wanted to mention, the student will know whether or not they've been admitted into Cal State San Marcos with a major in nursing from the beginning. So we don't necessarily have pre-business students, pre-business nursing students. But other than that, we do have pre-business students coming in, or pre-kinesiology students. So just kind of wanted to make sure that you know that. Students from outside of the area, we do encourage them to have a higher GPA. Our minimum GPA for the CSUs is a 2.5, but again, we want to have them strive for a higher GPA than a 2.5. And then here are the listings of some of our schools. I will be providing this PowerPoint presentation, so you'll get an opportunity to kind of click on the various links. All of this information is on our website, but it might be useful if I'm covering it, then you'll remember that the links are also provided, and you'll get a copy of the PowerPoint. Okay, as far as our transfer students, I won't go into too much of our transfer information other than we use the same application. If your student decides to go over to the community college, we are accepting students as upper division transfer student. We always recommend the student to obviously meet with their transfer counselor at the community college, so that they have a better feel and a better understanding as to what are the requirements to be admitted into Cal State San Marcos. We also highly encourage students from outside of our service area to go ahead and look into an associate degree for transfer. Okay, you'll notice there's a listing here for our local service area community colleges. Oh, sorry, I'm over here talking and I didn't realize that you can't see that slide either. Sorry about that. There we go. So the application information is here. Our community local service community colleges that we are currently working with are Palomar College, Maricosta College, Imperial Valley, and also Mount San Jacinto College in the Riverside County area. Okay, and you'll notice that we have very similar impacted majors as well. So you'll get to see that here. Okay. On the upper left-hand side of your screen, you'll also notice that we talked about the ADT. So again, students from outside of the area, if they're not part of any of the 4 different community colleges that I mentioned, we want to encourage them to pursue an ADT degree to have the higher probabilities to be admitted into Cal State San Marcos, okay? All right, campus resources. We have a number of different campus resources being offered at Cal State San Marcos. Like I mentioned, we have over a 54% admissions for first generation college students. So we tend to make sure to have a lot of different services available to the student. We have academic advising, we have disabled student services, we have tutoring centers. So if your student is struggling with math, with writing, with sciences, or anything like that, we have tutors available for them to drop in. We also have, like I mentioned, our success coaching office. And so that particular office works with all their incoming freshman students. And so definitely a great program for the student to be a part of. And specifically, if the student is not part of any specialized program, I will cover the specialized programs in a couple of slides from now. And that will give you an idea. If they're not part of any programs and they don't want to apply to any of our programs, we still have services and programs and support for them. We also have our career center, and basically our career center has career counselors. So if the student is struggling with writing up a resume, cover letter, we have mock interviews available for them. We have a career closet. So the student gets to pick out a professional outfit once a semester. So just kind of, that might be something that the students are interested in. Also, we have over 140 different student clubs and organizations currently at Cal State San Marcos. We have a fraternity and a sorority life. We also have different multicultural programs and cross-cultural programs available to students. And we have a few different community centers. So we have the Latino Center, the Veteran Center, the Gender Equity Center, the Cross Culture Center, Black Student Center, and the LGBTQA Pride Center available. Students are welcome to go in there, print for free, and then just kind of hang out with other students that are attending Cal State San Marcos. All right, specialized programs. Like I mentioned earlier, if the student does not qualify or does not apply for any of their specialized programs, we do have the success coaching available. But then these are some of our other specialized programs that are available to Cal State San Marcos students. These particular programs, I like to kind of consider them kind of like an AVID program, but at the university level, right? And we have EOP, our applications for the EOP programs open up October 1st as well. So we highly encourage students that are first generation, low income students to apply for the EOP program. We also have the SSS program. And we have a number of other programs, foster youth. We have programs for foster youth. So if your student is foster youth, we have the A Scholars. We also have the College Assistance Migrant Program, which is directed for students that come from migrant backgrounds. So that was a program that I was mentioning that I was an academic advisor for many years. So I'm also proud of the Migrant Education Program. I'm also proud of the EOP program, of the SSS program. And so definitely I know firsthand that a lot of these educational programs are very important and vital to a lot of the students that are coming from some of your high schools. Okay, we also have our global programs and services. So if students are interested in study abroad programs, we highly encourage students to look into that. Their first year, there's information sessions that are available to students, and they can always just go log in and participate in one of the sessions. Okay, we also have the Veteran Center, the Dreamer Center, the Alliance, the California Indian Culture and Sovereignty Center available for students. And so they definitely help students out a lot. All right, financial aid, our applications for financial, or for the FAFSA, I should say, opened up, as many of you are aware. The application opened up October 1st, and we highly encourage students to apply the sooner the better. And one of the main reasons is because Cal State San Marcos has prided themselves for being the first out of all the CSU to turn around and provide an estimated award to students. So a lot of our students that apply for the FAFSA as early as October may find out whether or not they qualify for any financial aid as early as December. Okay, so we highly encourage your students to go ahead and apply. I also wanted to mention, we obviously you want to encourage the students to apply for the FAFSA, but also if you have any dreamers, we also have the California Dream Act application opening up October 1st. So if you can encourage your students to go ahead and apply, submit their applications. Another thing too is that we have CSUSM general scholarship opportunities. So we have over 100 different scholarship opportunities available to students that attend Cal State San Marcos. And the nice thing is that when the student applies to one application, when our general application, they automatically apply for all 100. We have over $1 million being awarded to students every year. So we have a lot of organizations and businesses in the local area that provide money to Cal State San Marcos so that we can give it out to students. Okay, so we highly encourage students to go ahead and apply. The thing about the general scholarship, just keep in mind, it does close February 1st, so it usually closes sooner than the FAFSA. So if you have any students applying for scholarship opportunities, we want to encourage them to do that now, and they have up until about February 1st. To apply for a general scholarship, the student first has to apply to Cal State San Marcos. Once they get their login information or their student portal, they're able to use that to go ahead and submit their CSUSM general scholarship. But if they haven't done that yet, they can still go on to our general scholarship information. It provides them with a whole list of all the different scholarship opportunities that are available to students. All right, so the next slide here is next steps. So for many of you, this might be a great slide to take a picture of. Specifically because it has our next steps, what's going on. So October 1st through December 15th is our application period. October 1st is when the students get to go ahead and apply for the FAFSA. We invite you actually to our big open house. It's going to be happening tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be our Discover CSUSM event, and it will be from around 9 in the morning to about 12:30. And there's going to be different sessions going on. So if you wanted to ask any questions or additional questions about the various colleges, about the majors, you'll get to meet the deans. There's also going to be a student panel, a parent panel. There's going to be a financial aid workshop. And so there's going to be definitely a few different workshop sessions that are available to students, obviously, but you're all welcome to attend as well. And it will be a virtual event. And students that apply to Cal State San Marcos early in October, they actually start receiving notifications as early as November. So we do start notifying students of their admissions decisions as early as November, and it can go on all the way until about April. And then usually the February 15 deadline is initial documentation deadline. This is usually for transfer students. It used to be for the SATs and ACTs, but since we're suspending that for this academic year coming up, that deadline is more directed for transfer students that need to get their official transcript submitted to Cal State San Marcos. All right. Also, we will be having an event for our conditionally admitted students sometime in the spring semester. So please go ahead and keep that in mind. We do have an event in the fall for our prospective students, and then in the spring semester on April 16th, I just received confirmation. Saturday, April 16th, we will be having something that's called Cougar Blue Days. So that we will go ahead and talk about what are the next steps for students to take to finish their admissions process to Cal State San Marcos. But obviously, we will have a lot of resources and a lot of availability to students before that date. Okay, that's just another major event that we'll be having. May 1st is our intent to enroll deadline. It's $150 deposit. Keep in mind if your student was was granted an application fee waiver, most likely they will also receive a deposit waiver as well. We also have information on our website, so if the student feels like they should be granted a waiver, they can always go ahead and submit an appeal for that. July 15, usually after the student has graduated high school, they want to make sure that they submit their final official high school transcript to the university. Many times students are not aware that it's not automatic. They actually have to request that transcript to be sent to us. Um, and we would prefer it be electronic. It arrives a little bit faster. We always want to make sure that the student has some type of confirmation that they requested the transcript to be sent to us. One of the things that I did notice this past year is that many students submitted their transcripts early. And so with that, what that meant is that we would continuously give them a call and say, hey, you didn't submit your transcript. You didn't submit your transcript. And they would tell us, I did submit my transcript. Well, what ended up happening is that many of them would actually were submitting those transcripts before they even graduated high school. And so we weren't able to clear their admissions until we had a final official transcript from their high school. All right. Um, Next thing here, again, we're going to have our Discover CSUSM scheduled for tomorrow. Okay, the link is here available. You can go onto our CSU San Marcos website. You'll find our Discover CSUSA link, CSUSM link, and the student can register at this point. They don't have to. They can just show up. The Zoom links are going to be available starting tomorrow morning. So if they go onto the website, they just click on the various links that various sessions that they want to show up to, and they attend. Okay. Also, I want to invite you or your students to check out our campus. We started opening up in-person campus tours. So we are offering campus tours now, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. and at 1 p.m. The student does have to register, so just please keep that in mind. We are not accepting any walk-ins at the moment, but we are having in-person campus tours. Right? So this is my contact information here. This is our contact information. If you go onto our website, you'll be able to find a lot of the information that I just covered. You will also be able to find, so if you go onto our outreach website, you will also be able to find our pre-admissions counseling appointments, virtual appointments. I did include that within the chat. So if you look at the chat there, you'll be able to find the direct link for having students contact us directly, or you can contact us directly as well. I did provide you with my contact information, my phone number, my email, our website. So feel free to go ahead and reach out to us. We would be more than happy to assist you in whatever questions you may have, or the students or the parents or anything like that. I just want to make sure that we do have virtual appointments available, both with yourself and obviously also with the student. Okay. Other than that, I am going to be providing you with some links, some online resources. Okay. And so these links are for you. This is the application. Some of this is already on our website, but I just kind of wanted to share it with you. If you have any transfer students, they want to be familiarized with the assist.org. Maybe you or they want to get it familiarized with the ADT. It is here. If you have any out-of-state students, there's also a resource on our website as well in our catalog. Okay. All right, that's pretty much it. I'm available for any questions that you may have. Our QR code is there, and so just go ahead and feel free to scan that in or ask any questions.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Saida. That was really great. And we did have one question.
Mhm.
Is there a cost to apply? And if so, do you offer fee waivers for students to apply?
That's a great question, and thank you for for asking that question. So yes, our applications are $70. So all the CSUs, all the 23 different all the 23 different campuses, the fee is $70 for the application, but there is a fee waiver, so it is part of the application. So when the student applies to Cal State San Marcos or uses the Cal State Apply application, they will be asked a series of questions, and on there they would be notified whether or not they received the fee waiver for the application. And again, if they receive the fee waiver for the application, many times that will also move into the deposit waiver as well.
I don't think we had any more, but if you think of some, go ahead and add them to the chat. We are going to do a raffle. I know that
Yeah.
Saida said we have 4 prizes. Do you want to share what they mean?
Yes, let me go over here and run and grab what I'm trying to raffle off.
We're going to have 4 winners.
Yes, so we have these little cool little tote bags.
Counselors love swag.
Yes, we'll have some of these. There we go. Some of these, and it'll be full of little goodie stuff in there. We'll have some stickers. We'll have some they called window stickers. You can put them on your, in your offices and the windows, and some pencils, some pens, and I'll try to see what else little goodies I have for you all.
All right, so we are going to have Zaret give us randomly 4 names from our attendees list. So Zaret, are you there? You want to pick 4 people?
I do. Thank you. First one is Elizabeth Guerra. Congratulations.
Oh, real quick, if she says your name, please, in the chat, can you send us your email address? And then we'll reach out to you for your mailing address.
Yes. So we have Elizabeth Guerra. Congratulations. And then let me see. Janine Oliver.
Yay, Janine.
Yeah.
And then our third one is Chanel Sands.
Yay, Chanel.
Congratulations. And then one more is Kathy Singer.
Kathy, Helix High School. Woohoo!
Nice.
Congratulations.
Yay, Elizabeth. So if you could again just quickly put your email address into the chat so Zaret can reach out to you for your mailing address, and then we will pass that on to Saida, who will then mail you out your swag.
Yes, yes. Yes.
And I'm not seeing any other questions, but you all have her Saida's email address, and we'll be posting this recorded webinar as well as her slide deck and all of her amazing resources on our school counselor webpage next week as soon as we get everything uploaded.
Yeah, and I also wanted to mention, if you reach out to me, I do have a link to have you schedule an appointment with me if you wanted to have a one-on-one, or maybe you wanted me to, pop into your counselor meetings. I know that I've been doing that with some of our counselors here locally, but if you wanted me to pop into, one of your counselor appointments or meetings, 10 minutes, honestly, just to kind of introduce myself, and I'll go ahead and provide some of the online resources that we have available for you and for your students. I would be more than happy to go ahead and, pass along that information and just kind of be a resource.
And we have more students from the San Diego central area applying to CSU San Marcos, and it's a beautiful campus. If you haven't visited, go take a tour, step foot on it, meet with Saida, so that you can really share what's available for our local kids.
Yes, yes.
Well, thanks for being here today, and I appreciate all of you, and have a wonderful lunch. Hopefully you come back this afternoon for our final 2 workshops with PLNU and USD. Otherwise, have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye, everyone.
Great. Thank you so much. Bye.
Okay, and we'll just go ahead and stick around for a little bit.